Hey everybody, welcome back to Thingy's Tech Talk, where we talk about all things tech. I'm Jeff Bromley.
And I'm Rob Barra. And today we are going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the future. So it's been kind of a scary few months here on the planet Earth. The COVID-19 pandemic shows, at least in the United States, no signs of slowing down. Even New Jersey, which had things under control, it's still kind of looking bad. But the thing there that we really want to talk about is, okay, how do we move forward, knowing that a lot of the things that we used to do probably not going to be able to do for a little while. And one of them, especially, that is very near and dear to our hearts, of course, is trying to use technology to reach people where it is that they are. So today we wanted to talk a little bit about some of the challenges, specifically in the pharma industry, of course, because that's the one we work in the most, and how we think some of the software solutions that we have can really help out companies that have so far kind of managed to get through this whole thing, but looking forward, it's probably going to last a whole lot longer than any of us want to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're looking at this time right now as a catalyst for all companies to up their games. So you have the we'll call it the detailing continuum. We've talked about that in the past, where you have, people that are like, "All right, well, I'm on paper." Sorry to say it, paper's not going to work right now. Paper, unless you're getting access to a doctor, you can't walk in and go, "Here, doc, here's some patient materials." Maybe you could send them out, maybe you can mail it in. But
right. I mean, brochures make sense because patients are coming into the offices. It's really just the awareness gap that had typically been filled by a sales rep coming in and detailing, whether it's about new products or new indications or those kinds of things. All of that gets the prescription even thought about in the first place, that's where the gap is.
yeah. Yeah, and some of the reps, they're already digital, but now they need to figure out a way to up their games, or the brands need to figure out a way to get information out to them even faster, even easier. And that time that it takes to, develop a message, get a message approved, get a message programmed, and then finally get it out in the field, which may be 6 months. We got to figure out how to get that down to 6 weeks, or even better, 6 days.
Or 6 hours. I mean, the biggest challenge, and when you think about it from a salesperson's point of view, these are folks that make their living face to face, conversations and being together with people, building relationships, those kinds of things. So not only do you have the technology hurdle to overcome, but you've also got that remote selling component to overcome, whether it's just a lack of availability of the person they want to meet with, or just an overall lack of tech savviness, if that's a word, that the people that might be doing the presenting might have. It needs to be easy, it needs to be fast, it needs to be quick, and all of those things.
Yeah. And it also needs to be on the tools that the reps are used to. I'd say, over the past 10 years since the iPad came out, you had that transition where you had a number of reps that came on and were like, all right, well, here's an iPad. And some of them had an iPad and a laptop. I know more than one field force that said, here is your iPad. This is all you're getting. You got an iPad and a phone and nothing else. I mean, some of them still have laptops, but from the perspective of, if you need a remote detailing solution or you need an in-person detailing solution, the iPad is still the way to go. I don't think that they should even be thinking about laptops, but that's my opinion. And, the iPad, it's got the audio quality is great, the video's quality is great, the FaceTime, the video conferencing, it all just works. So
Plus touch for capturing signatures and things like that. Obviously it's a touch device, and it does a great job of having a secure channel for, transmitting all of those signatures and things.
yeah, yeah. The iPad is probably the most ubiquitous and easiest to use device. And with that, literally, what was it? Almost 10 years ago when the iPad came out, and the day came where we watched Steve Jobs. Actually, you couldn't watch it back then. We heard Steve Jobs announce the iPad, and we started the inception of iDetail. And iDetail is still around, and it's still made for the iPad, and it solves a lot of those key problems that marketers and teams and sales reps are currently having.
To talk a little bit about what iDetail can bring from a value perspective, really it's a great tool because it does a couple of things very, very well. First of all, it's got a very low barrier to entry. A lot of the other platforms out there, you need development, you need lots of lead time, whether it's working with giant companies to try and get set up in an environment. It's very costly, etc. With iDetail, it's very quick time to deployment because it's already in the App Store. You can download it literally today and start working within it, this afternoon. And you don't need any development. It's all drag and drop. If you have your assets already, you just export them out of PowerPoint or Acrobat or whatever you have, drop it into iDetail, and you're ready to go. You just need to get your team on the platform and get it all deployed. And it's super simple. I mean, we've been talking with lots of clients about getting it out there. And a key thing that we like to drive home is that it's not a 6-month deployment. It could be a 6-day, it could be a 6-hour deployment. It all depends on what your needs are. The other thing is it also grows with you. If you need interactivity, it can do it. If you want video, it's in there. If you need an integration with an existing CRM, we can do that. If you want deep analytics to know what your people are using, it's there. So why not go with a solution that is ready to go today and can grow with you and doesn't have this crazy high overhead with all of the uncertainty that's out there right now?
Yeah, and last but not least, as we talked about before, it does not snoop your clipboard.
Yes. We are fully compliant with not stealing your data. In fact, we take a great amount of pride in the fact that everything is secure and, it's you can really rely on having our software take care of your information.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And, the other thing that we're talking about on upping the game for the sales reps as well as for the HCPs is, Rob talked about it. Was that 6 months ago already? I think we talked about it, or 5 months ago.
I don't even remember.
Well,
it's been a long year.
We talked about the fact that HCPs, their schedules, what they're used to, how they're meeting with their patients has changed. So the fact that telemedicine is coming in and the fact that it may be, in 5 minutes, I may actually have an appointment with my doctor. Well, guess what? I've got to be able to meet when the doctor is available, not when the rep is available. So I have to meet him where he's ready to be met and at a moment's notice. And, we've talked about Q. It's our push button concierge platform that you basically say, doctor, when you're ready, you press this button and I will come running. Or my call center will come running, or my nurse educator will come running, or whoever it is, to be able to meet you when you want to be met. So this is a game changer, and it's super simple from a concept perspective, but it allows us to cut through and meet those doctors when they want to be met. So it completely changes the game for reps that are sitting on the sideline on a daily basis, which they're expensive. So we need to get them as engaged as possible with HCPs.
So clearly we're pretty proud of the things we've been working on for the last couple of years. We think that they can help you. And if you think they can help you, please give us a shout. Either visit the website at thingy.com or give us a call at 877-THINGY, and we'll take care of you.
So for this episode of Tech Talk, I'm Jeff Bromley.
And I'm Rob Barra. Stay safe out there, folks.